Okay, so today I want to show you how I control my robotic arm with a PS4 controller, and this will also work for like an Xbox or a PS5 controller. The code is the same. So the robotic arm I'm going to use is called the WaveShare RoArm M2-S, and in my opinion it's one of the better budget robotic arms out there. I'll have a link to it in the description. I did a whole unboxing video on this thing about a year ago, and I've been using it ever since, and I'm really impressed with the build quality. It's mostly steel construction, so all the joints are bent sheet metal. The lower arm is aluminum extrusion, and the upper arm is made from carbon fiber, which is pretty cool. It is a servo-driven robotic arm, which is basically what you expect at this sort of price point, but the servos are full metal, and that means that the gears inside of them are metal, and that makes it a lot more durable. If you get like cheap servo motors, they have plastic gears and they break super easily. This thing also has an ESP32 development board, which is pretty nice. It has built-in Wi-Fi, 2 USB-C ports, and it's all powered by a standard 12-volt power supply. So yeah, all over, really impressed with the build quality of this thing. I had a few people ask me if I recommend buying a robotic arm or building your own. And honestly, as someone who has done both, right? I've built my own robotic arm. It's called the Simple Scara. I've got some YouTube videos on my channel about it. Honestly though, I would recommend buying it. It's just much easier, and this thing works like straight out of the box. Also, you're not gonna beat this thing on price. Buying the servo motors alone is gonna cost nearly as much as the entire robotic arm. This thing also comes with pretty good software already installed, so you don't have to figure out things like inverse kinematics or PID controls, and can just start using the robotic arm straight away. So if you wanna get into robotics and you wanna start programming, I highly recommend just buying it. It's not really worth investing so much time building your own robotic arm. It's not going to be nearly as good as this thing. And at this price point, you know, it makes more sense to buy it. So that being said, let's go ahead and set this thing up, and I'll show you how to control it. So out of the box, this thing comes with this sort of C-clamp attached. And you can use this to just clamp it to your desk, which is what I'm going to do. But if you want a more permanent mounting solution, you can also use these mounting holes to just permanently fix it to the work plate, which would also work. Let me go ahead and attach this right now. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to plug in a USB to USB-C cable. That's what we're going to use to control the robotic arm. It doesn't really matter where you plug this one in. And finally, we're going to plug in the power cable into the robotic arm. But we're not going to turn it on just yet because we're going to have to run some code first. So let me talk you through the code. I'll have a link in the description to my GitHub page, so you can download the code and follow along. All of the instructions will be in there too. So the code is written in Python, so you do need to have Python already installed. But if you want to get into robotics, I highly recommend getting familiar with Python anyways. To run this code, we need to install a library called Pygame. To do this, it's going to slightly vary depending on what operating system you're on. I'm on macOS, so I'm going to go ahead and run this line of code. So I'm going to go ahead and open up the command terminal, paste in that line and hit enter, and this is going to download Pygame for us. For me, obviously, it's going to tell me that I've already got this package installed, but for you, it should download it. Once that's done, we can go ahead and plug in the robotic arm. And next, we're going to need to figure out what USB ports we just plugged the robotic arm into. To do that, we're again going to run a line of code, and depending on what operating system you're on, it's going to be slightly different. For macOS, it's going to be this line of code, and I'm going to hit enter. And the output should look something like this. And this is basically the name of the USB port that we're currently using. If you're using a different operating system or different machine, it's going to look slightly different, but the operations is still the same. You're going to copy the name of the USB port. Then we're going to go ahead and open up our code. I'm using Visual Studio as my code editor, but any code editor will be fine. we're going to go ahead and go to this line of code, and we're going to delete whatever is in there right now and paste in the name of our USB port, and then we're going to hit save. And now we're nearly done. We can go ahead and plug in the PS4 controller, and luckily it doesn't really matter what USB port you plug this one into. This one will work automatically. So I won't go into too much detail on how the code actually works in this video, but the basic idea is that we send Cartesianal or X, Y, and Z coordinates to the robotic arm using JSON, and then the software on the robotic arm figures out how to turn those commands into movements. So before we go ahead and turn on the robotic arm, there's one more thing that we need to set up, and that is a workspace. So a workspace is basically a virtual box that the robotic arm is allowed to move in. So it's very important you set up a safe workspace to prevent the robotic arm from damaging itself or anything valuable in its vicinity. I've learned this lesson the hard way because the first time I set this thing up, I set it up way too close to my laptop, and I was playing around with the controls, and then all of a sudden the robotic arm moves around quite violently and it breaks the screen on my Mac, and that was not cheap to replace. So I'll definitely not be making that same mistake again, and I'll always be setting up a safe work area, and I recommend you do the same. Setting it up is actually really simple. We can go ahead and go down to this part of the code, and we can see X, Y, and Z coordinates, and this basically defines the size of this virtual box. So these values are in millimeters, and they are measured from the origin, or the 0 point, which is located right here on the robotic arm. So for example, the y-axis dictates the left to right movement, and I've set it to minus 250 all the way up to 250 millimeters. So this means that the robotic arm is allowed to move from minus 250 millimeters up to 250 millimeters. And this means that the robotic arm can move 25 centimeters to the left and 25 centimeters to the right. Obviously, the robotic arm can move much further than this, and you can change these values in the code to set up your own work area or whatever use case that you want to use the robotic arm for. Okay, so once we made sure that we've set up a safe workspace, we can go ahead and turn on the robotic arm. We're going to wait a little bit for it to initiate, and then we're going to go ahead and run our Python code. And we should be able to start controlling the robotic arm with a PS4 controller. So the way that I've mapped the controls right now is that I use the left stick on the PS4 controller for the X and Y movement, so the left to right and the forwards and backwards, and then the right joystick on the PS4 controller I use for the Z-axis, so up and down, and left to right opens and closes the gripper. So the accuracy on this robotic arm is surprisingly good. I was able to pick up and stack these tiny cubes on top of each other, which is pretty cool. Also, the gripper I'm using is not from WaveShare. It doesn't come with a robotic arm. It's a compliant soft gripper that I designed myself. And the basic idea is that it sort of conforms around whatever object you're picking up. So you can pick up odd shaped or soft items, and it works really well. So I'm very, very happy with it. But yeah, that's all I have for this video. In the next video, I'm going to show you how to set up waypoint missions with this robotic arm. So you can basically make it loop through the same actions over and over again, and you can set up a small factory line. So if you're interested in that, make sure to subscribe. If you have any questions about setting this robotic arm up, you can send me a message on Instagram or Discord, and I'll try to help you. But yeah, if you liked the video, leave a like. And thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time.